What's up, guys? Meow, and I'm back with another video. And today we have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race reaction from Darlington, and I'll get to that momentarily. I do want to talk a bit about the Truck Series race from last night. I didn't do a race reaction to it because I had to work. But yeah, I had to work last night, so I came home, decided I was just gonna watch the race, and then do reactions for the Xfinity and Cup races today and tomorrow. But I do want to talk about the truck race a little bit. And first of all, congrats to Sheldon Creed on getting the W. There was a huge wreck off of one of the restarts at one point, which was that was mind-boggling to watch. Just insanity to say the least. The truck race was a wreck fest last night for the most part. I believe like 33 trucks got caught up in the cautions, out obviously outside of the stage breaks. um but yeah, like 33 out of the 40 trucks were involved in incidents last night. Freaking crazy. And then actually, there's actually been some words exchanged between Marcus Lemonis and Sheldon Creed, which I want to talk about a little bit. So basically what happened was a fan tweeted out, absolutely no reason at Sheldon Creed should be running sponsorless during his championship season. Now, yes, he was running a throwback last night, but he's been running sponsorless for a good part of the season so far. Come on, at Mark Lemonis, this kid needs a full-time sponsor at NASCAR underscore trucks. Now, Creed isn't the only one from GMS that's had sponsorship issues. Zane Smith has also had sponsorship issues, I believe. And recently, Rafael Lassard, he had sponsorship, but not for the full season. He recently decided he's going to sit the rest of the season out and prepare for next year. And then Chase Purdy has sponsorship as well. Lemonis responded saying, "I've offered to help." Creed responded to Lemonis saying, "We are worth more than 15K." Um, now, and of course, Mark Lemonis, he said that's unprofessional, and people wonder why they aren't sponsored. He said a bunch of stuff today. Um, Obviously, he brought up the other tweet. You know, if you win with the Camping World colors on your truck, you get paid $100,000. And a lot of the issue that people are seeing with this, outside of the way that Creed and Lemonis are handling it, is the 15K is not enough for Creed. I mean, you need it. I mean, you obviously, with the sponsorship and stuff, and the way these teams are, you need like over 100 grand at least. And being that Creed is the defending champion, that makes the situation, even more crazy, I guess you could say. Um, but I believe, let me find it real quick. Um, yeah, Jake Bassinger, he summed it up pretty well. He said, "Okay, so I remember the original proposal: 15K to wrap, 25K for a top 10, 35K for a top 5, 50K for a win. Sheldon would have earned 50K with the two races he had Lamona sponsorship. Kozlowski lost 1 million in 2014, which factors in 43K deficit per race in trucks. It's hard to find the exact expenses that go into a competitive truck series team that has a chance to win every week. However, if losing 43K back in 2014, you'd have to factor for inflation. Now, with full sponsorship is telling enough, a risk of 15K for a full wrap does not seem enough for a championship truck team." Excuse me. And he found an article about it. And then he finished the thread off by saying 15K is better than nothing, but GMS Racing might just be banking on finding a better deal and a more long-term relationship than a race-by-race deal. I may or may not do a video solely about this topic. I might not. I don't know yet. But as far as I'm concerned, um, take this for what you will. Everybody's got a different opinion on it. Like I said, if y'all want me to talk about it, I'll make a video on it. Let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate that. But anyway, so for the Xfinity Series race, we didn't have anybody fail pre-race tech, so that's good. But Greg Golding had issues with getting the car started. He was still on pit road, ended up having to go to the garage. He would make it out on lap 14, but race would get going without him. Caution would come out early for Brandon Godovic and JJ Yaley. They came off one of the turns. Joe Graf Jr. was there in the middle. It looked like Godovic stayed high. Yaley might have moved up on Graf, and Godovic and Yaley both ended up spinning. Graf was able to continue. Caution would come out again on lap 13 for Godovic again. And then we get the competition caution on lap 20. Kind of stupid with the fact that we had 2 cautions early on, but it is what it is. Matt Mills would wreck on the final lap of stage 1 on the front stretch, so caution would be thrown, ends the stage there. Austin Cindric would take the stage 1 victory. Noah Gragson second, Harrison Burton third, Daniel Hemrick fourth, Tommy Joe Martin's fifth. He was climbing up through the standings, or up through the field in this race, in stage 1. Allmendinger sixth, Myatt Snyder seventh, Allgaier eighth, Ty Gibbs ninth, and Michael Annett in 10th. Ty Gibbs got a speeding penalty. Riley Herbst had a removing equipment penalty, which was the first of his issues today. Josh Williams was off the track and back in the garage after issues on pit road. Might have got ran into or something. Later on, it would be reported that he'd be done for the day with a suspension damage. So that happened. Kyle Weatherman would get in the wall at one point. Tommy Joe Martins would get in the wall at one point. Had his tire go down. He makes it to pit road. Weatherman would go down pit road a couple laps later and then get an uncontrolled tire penalty on pit road. And then we got a caution for Jesse Little. He was underneath Riley Herbst, spun. Looks like Jeffrey Earnhardt, he got a little help from Jeffrey Earnhardt. Earnhardt also got in the wall. And Daniel Hemrick, who was in the lead, had to pit under this caution with a flat left rear tire. He ended up having to go to the back. Well, he'd have to go to the back in general because, he pitted when pit road was closed. Brandon Jones, he got contact from Ty Gibbs, or he might have had a little bit of contact with Ty Gibbs after the fact. But Brandon Jones, he spun in one of the corners, or slid, or whatever, somehow saves it. Race stays green. He makes it back into traffic, no issue. And once again, end of the stage, we see a wreck. Matt Jaskol gets in the wall in turn 2. Harrison Burton wins stage 2. Noah Gragson second. AJ Allmendinger third. Josh Berry fourth. Ryan Sieg fifth. Jeb Burton sixth. Michael Annett seventh. Justin Allgaier eighth. Austin Cindric in ninth. And Brett Moffitt grabbing 10th. So Burton, among others, would stay out while others would pit. Jeremy Clements unfortunately got a speeding penalty. We get going with stage 3. Bailey Curry has a save. Myatt Snyder kisses the wall at one point. Riley Herbst has a massive save off the front bumper at Ty Gibbs. And later he gets in the wall twice in one corner. Brandon Brown gets in the wall. Tire goes down. He makes it to pit road. And then with 28 laps to go, we get a caution for Greg Goulding. Riley Herbst reportedly had a flat tire. Tommy Joe Martins gets back on the lead lap. And when this caution happened, Goulding actually had contact from Joe Graf Jr. Graf would also get in the wall. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this as Graf getting revenge or payback or whatever for the Martinsville incident when Goulding wrecked Graf and then the fight that happened afterward. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure this was payback. I mean, Goulding was down on the apron. Graf was, down there. He was trying to move up, because, try to get back, up above Goulding, especially, to try to beat Ryan Vargas to that spot, because if he does it, then that could have been a bigger wreck. And he just made contact with the right rear of Goulding, and Goulding got turned off the apron. I'm not exactly 100% sure that was meant to be payback. If Graf says anything, which he probably won't, then we'll find out. But again, I don't really think that was meant to be payback for what happened at Martinsville. But it honestly sucks that Graf, had this rough of a day. By the way, Ty Gibbs speeding, Tommy Joe Martin speeding, race gets back going, and then we get another caution for Joe Graf Jr. He wrecks. Might have had an issue with a lug nut on one of the wheels or the wheel itself. We didn't get a replay to show what happened. He might have been wrecked. I don't know. Now, Goulding's day was done, by the way, after the previous caution. He could apparently, his tires were down. He couldn't get it turned around or whatever. He ended up climbing out, unfortunately. I mean, it didn't look that bad. Um, but whatever the issue was with Golding's car, um, yeah. So, um, unfortunately, that happened, and so Graf's day would be done, which again honestly sucks because, yeah, first of all, I loved the Back to the Future throwback car for him. That was freaking phenomenal. But he had a rough day today. Honestly, sucks, and hopefully next week goes better for him. So we get the restart again. Justin Allgaier and Josh Berry kind of looked like they had a little bit of contact going into turn one off the restart. And then with 6 laps to go, Ryan Vargas spins, caution comes out. Harrison Burton leads a group of cars down to pit road, probably thinking we're going to get at least one more caution. It doesn't happen. Justin Allgaier takes the white flag, outruns his teammate Josh Berry, and gets the win at Darlington. Noah Gragson, the highest of the Dash for Cash drivers, he gets his third Dash for Cash win in a row. And apparently, Austin Cindric got wrecked on the final lap. His car was totaled on the front stretch or whatever. Not clear what happened. They didn't show anything as far as what the hell happened to him. So we don't know yet. At least I don't know, while I'm recording this. So, um, yeah, Justin Allgaier, he joins Austin Cindric as the only drivers in the Xfinity Series so far this season to have more than one win thus far. So they each have 2 wins this year. Allgaier getting his other win in Atlanta. Um, and the third win overall for Junior Motorsports this season with Josh Berry getting the other one at Martinsville. And for Gragson, this is the first time that somebody has won 3 Dash for Cash races in a row. So that's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, so today was a pretty good race. I think a lot of people were thinking it might turn out like the truck race yesterday. Not necessarily. I just think the biggest thing that happened with the truck race yesterday was the big wreck off the restart. Like if that doesn't happen, I'm not exactly sure we would have gotten the numerous wrecks that happened afterward. I mean, we might have, but who knows? But that big wreck definitely played into it. But again, congrats to Allgaier on the W. Um, and, overall, it was a pretty damn good race. But I think one thing's for certain, Riley Herbst. Remember, last year, Chase Briscoe, 9 wins in that car. He did extremely well in both Darlington races. He did well all damn season. And Riley Herbst, he's had some top tens, he's had some bad luck, and he's had some times where he just doesn't look like he belongs in that car. Um, I don't know what's going to happen for him for the rest of the season, but this is something to watch for because he finished 28th. Granted, yes, he did have damage, but still, he finished 28th for a team that last year won one of these Darlington races and probably could have won the other. So, what do you do here? Honestly, what do you do here? So, something to keep an eye on. But with all of that being said, thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, let me know down in the comments below. Um, Again, please subscribe, like, share the video. Make sure you use my code ANJJ for free shipping on orders of $20 or more at Circle B Diecast. Obviously, with a ton of throwback cars and diecast just in general having been offered recently, that free shipping is definitely going to come in handy. I guarantee you that. Um, and I will see you all for the Cup Series reaction tomorrow. Peace.